the North Cat, baby, I'm a boss. Carolina barbecue sauce with the slaw. I'm the safe, the cellar, and the vault. I'm the best, the effect, and the cause. I'm the law.
It's centered kind of around El Azahar, as you can see on your screen. Windstrike taking up the northern part of the circle here. Other teams in the middle. Entis Force has done an interesting 2-2 split here. Only 2 members dropping La Bendita this time. The other one's heading up near Junkyard there. Babo's still in the air, and he is just floating on his way down, trying to get down as quickly as he can. BB making their way up to El Pozo. For winner, I don't know if he quite saw RDK there. He might have been able to. Nerf, oh, he's ripping a member of BB. It's KR10 getting straight away taken down.
Nerf looking back over on that other angle, gets himself the down and the flush, as again, you can see the vehicle catches some airtime rolling off into the distance. BB taking now a couple of shots back over towards Lobes, who should be able to make it and cover just fine. So we've got Cloud9 looking back and forth onto this. BB finding themselves in a little bit of a rough spot. They've got a couple of control points that they can play around, but both these teams right next to the edge.
Yeah, BB here having to back off and lick their wounds just a little bit. KR10 trying to get that rotation scouting information for them, but Cloud9 was very ready for it. And here's Sato trying to land some shots with that SLR onto Nerf. Nothing really doing here, so it looks like they might relocate. RDK, will he opt to take the shot here? Oh, it looks like AHQ is taking some damage from, or probably shooting at some other teams. Okay, some really nice shots coming in from RDK. He gets the knock onto CC.
He was the trap, waiting for them to push forward. AHQ just has one go down. Everybody spins back over. RDK does take a little bit of damage off of this. The rest of the Arrow Wolves are going to have to see how they make this play out, and good push coming out. That's going to take down SR. Now we've got Icky just running right up into this, going to go ahead and flush him down. Now Winner off on one angle with K3. K3 hasn't even made it inside the safe zone. On the other side of this, we've got Arrow Wolf 7 that's in a lot of trouble. 2 members down at the direct time. As you can see, Crystal Luster's caught up. And these guys have been fighting for quite a while, so now getting a little bit of control over this area. That's going to be a flush onto Datmosh and probably Godly here in just a second as well.
Great 2-2 split here from CL. They've got 2 members up front. Weishi covering with that M24, absolutely ripping people apart with it. This is really excellent play from CL here to block AW7 out. They've just massacred them. There's only 1 member left.
Crystal Luster is like, no, your home is now the blue zone. You don't get to actually come play the rest of this game. Finally steps over, and that shot goes just a little bit wide, but Weishi, just nice shots coming out from here.
Yeah, I love to see these bolt-action sniper rifles. They're one of the most exciting things in competitive PUBG, when they can start landing those headshots and other things like that. We saw Star-Lord do it yesterday. Weishi's pulling it out today. I love to see it. I think it's a really fun mechanic, and I'm kind of looking forward to, you know, they nerfed the snipers a little bit in the newest patch in 28, but in 27, you know, they got a little bit of a buff. So I like to see that kind of interaction.
New circle has popped and shifted over towards the west. So we've got Incognito that's going to be having to push up next to OMG. Crystal Luster is going to have to finish off their fight, make their way over there. Team Liquid, they're feeling pretty good about their location. They're still caught up on the edge, but it's kind of rough where they're at. You can see people can just make their way down that hill right next to them. Windstrike's been hanging out there for quite a while, so they're kind of repositioning, expecting somebody to have to push down that hillside. We got Cloud9 that's going to have to do a long rotation. Looks like they're going to opt into running back down towards the south. This is where that Crystal Luster and Airwolf 7 fight has been happening, and you can see it's going to be Incognito taking a couple of shots on the other side of this as Airwolf 7 is now out. Airwolf 1 still being quite strong, though.
This is a really big rotation here from C9. Nerf getting the knock on the long really quickly. Starlord fighting the OP Rangers here up on the northeastern side of the circle. He gets some damage down. We've got one knock. Oh, a grenade coming right under his feet. It looks like it just doesn't quite get him, but Hulk getting knocked by Tamaria in this fight.
Starlord is just walking up and forward, and look at this. VSG just steps up and takes the high ground away from OP Rangers. Just 1 member alive on the outside of this, and it's going to be Mental. He's got some great shots with this, but 2 members right now down for VSG, playing inside the smokes, trying to figure out how they want to handle this last member. Another grenade connects from the OP Rangers. Nice shots coming through there. HQ does get eliminated inside the skirmish, as well as Cloud9 as they made their push, but Incognito running right along Crystal Luster here.
Yeah, Crystal Luster trying to get ahead of this rotation. It's going to be really difficult. There's a lot of teams that want that real estate. Incognito, OMG. Mental is doing absolute work. He does get taken down by Hulk, but my goodness, Mental, what a valiant effort there from the MVP of the PKL.
So now VSG has to go around and chain res. On the other side of this, we've got Team Liquid that finally does get caught up with Windstrike, takes it down and the flush into this. We got Tempo Storm still holding their high ground positioning, taking some shots on the other angle. Airwolf 1 hears this, but remember they were kind of running a weird kind of situation going on. Shoot to Kill now caught up with remnants of BB as Blue Bees get eliminated in 12th from a nice grenade coming out from Halo.
And that is a really fortunate situation for VSG. They need to get these reses up. It bought them enough time to get at least one. It looks like they're trying to go for Star-Lord, but STK is up on the hill. The Arrow Wolves looking to fight with Windstrike over here. They're doing such a good job keeping these teams out.
But Arrow Wolf is trying to meet up. Remember, they were running that 2-2 split. They were running the vehicle back over here, but Icky, nice shots back over on this other angle. So the vehicle flips as they were trying to make the cross, so that's going to put two of their members in a terrible spot. You can see now having to retreat back over towards the shack. We've got Team Liquid on one side of it, Windstrike on the other, and we've got Airwolf 1 right in the middle in between them. So often this one member now just caught out off of that really rough rotation.
I don't like to use the word unfortunate much in competitive gaming, but that was a little bit unfortunate there for Airwolves 1.
No, look at this.
No.
Shoot to Kill just walks up and is mopping up VSG. All the work that OP Rangers put in, STK is just capitalizing on as they're getting control of this high ground. Two members still up for VSG, but you can see Shoot to Kill taking more and more control over this high ground. Juanita just looking up, waiting to see if anybody's going to go for a peek.
Yeah, it looks like the other members of SDK looking to get the flank here, wisely so, but this is a nice little lip that VSG has here. Now, that from their southern flank, they're exposed, but I don't know. It's going to be really tough for them.
Zampa just runs right up into the face of Purdy Curdy. That's 1, 2 down coming up from Tempo Storm. Alo's going to try to follow it up as well. Sharky catching some airtime. That's going to be your boy Dre getting dropped off the back of it. Sharky, the last member up from Tempo Storm, off of a rotation that just murdered them.
Wow, this is really, really crazy stuff here. Tempo Storm tried to rotate up into here, but SDK turns on a dime, wipes out 3 of their members. It's just up to Sharky now for Tempo Storm.
Airwolf 1 still alive as they are fighting in the shade of the bullets that are going over their heads between Team Liquid and Windstrike. Windstrike trying to separate out, make their way back down towards the south. In the position that Team Liquid's at, they can kind of gatekeep out what's going on. NIP very aware of what's happening off to one side of him as OMG's taking shots on the other side. Vard taking a lot of damage, but should make it back over to safety. No big deal off of that. Grenade coming out very long range, going to force Airwolves back down that hill.
Yeah, Arrow Wolves here in a bit of a tricky position. They're on the edge of the circle with Team Liquid putting pressure on. Some more grenades. Hexagon goes down from a grenade from Jembty. Icky trying to scoot his way out. He takes some damage from another grenade from Team Liquid. Team Liquid on the hunt.
They are just choke holding Airwolves right now. 2 members down, just the last guy up, and they know exactly where he is. He's going to have to make his way forward. He's got the blue that's coming up right back behind him. There's nowhere to go. Windstrike also looking like they didn't want a part of what was going over there with NIP, so now making their way back over here towards Team Liquid. That might be a little bit of a distraction, but I'm willing to bet one member. Yep, EV was just looking right over the last member of Airwolf 1 as they get eliminated in 10th. Now, Windstrike, looks like Team Liquid has their sights set on them.
Yeah, and it looks like NIP is hearing this fight. They might be able to get an angle onto Team Liquid if they move up that hill just a little bit. We'll see. My goodness. Team Liquid is absolutely on fire to start today. 6 kills already, knocking out Windstrike here in 9th place, keeping them outside of the points. This is really impressive work here from Team Liquid to box these teams in on the edge of the circle and get themselves some kills.
We do have OMG and Intus Force that are still up and alive. And been kind of quiet so far, but Crystal Luster's last member is at least going to take some shots. Said, hey, maybe I can at least get one more point out of this. New circle has popped directly up in the center right next to where Shoot to Kill and the remaining member of Tempo Storm, Sharky, still just laying on his belly, praying nobody sees him. But it's going to be Crystal Luster that's going to have to do a very difficult rotation. Nice shots coming out from Unsil, gets it down onto NBS.
STK heating up here, doing a great job, doing some work onto BB, VSG, and Tempo Storm. Now they've got their sights on NIP. 1 knock already for them. Alo looking over. He knows Team Liquid is over there, trying to keep eyes on that. But NIP, they're looking to maybe push up a little bit into the circle here, get a bit of a safer location, but OMG is on their southern flank.
Getting more and more control. OMG's already having to use some smokes just to try to figure out how they're going to make this path back down. Vard taking the shots back over towards Silent. OMG's slowly being forced back over next to where Force is at. OMG's taking a lot of damage. Again, it's this last remaining member of Crystal Luster that is just a thorn in their side. He is out inside the blue, and this is going to hurt quite a bit. Not a lot of places for him to go. And is it going to make it? Nope. nope, he goes down to the blue.
A valiant effort by Weishi, but he does go down. That's Crystal Luster out in 8th place, and Sambty's going to pick himself up in AWM here.
Oh man, that's going to make this a little bit more spicy as we move into the end of this. Last two members of VSG are trying to make their way forward. A shoot to kill, just not going to let it happen. That's going to be Dangshi just getting taken down and near on instant flush. Juanita is still alive back behind it, but Alo has kind of been the guy that's hanging back over here, making sure they knew that there were members over here just waiting for him to come forward. But Liquid looking back over towards Sharky. He's got nowhere to go. He's just got a tree and a rock, and it's going to be NBS that's down in front of him, but Jembty gets a nice shot on the side of it, and Tipplestorm gets eliminated in 7th.
Right, STK doing a great job controlling multiple flanks here. They have VSG over on the east. Juanita doing a great job trying to defend. He does get the knock on Alo, but Purdy Curdy trying to find an angle. He didn't quite see Juanita there, so Juanita for now survives the storm, but here comes a grenade from Purdy Curdy.
Does he know the angle? How's it going to roll down? This is a very interesting spot for it. Not going to connect with this, so we still have a lot of little solos that have been annoying these full squads as they try to make their way through. Nice shots coming out from Indigo. Is going to go ahead and take down the Lion. So now we've got Team Liquid off on one side, NIP just right down below them. Force on one side of it, shoot to kill, still getting caught up into a little bit of a fight with Juanita.
Juanita, a one-man wrecking crew over here for VSG. He has been popping off right now. He's got 2 kills. He is doing such a fantastic job surviving. Got the kill. He's got the knock onto Purdy Curdy, trying to keep his angle safe from Uncivil and the other members of FTK, but ibiza!
He's looking the wrong direction. He's caught up in Juanita, and that's going to be ibiza taking the shot. Somehow Uncivil does make it back into that low ground, narrowly surviving that. Juanita's going to step up and go for the flush over onto Purdy Curdy. So with that, that's a lot of damage now coming out. Uncivil, the last remaining member of Shoot to Kill. Circle does pop, and it makes its way back down towards Force. Team Liquid got control over the north, very aware that there was a little bit of a skirmish going on. They saw the angle that Uncivil was looking at, so now just pushing up and forward. I gotta say, Uncivil, Juanita, you guys have been fighting for quite a while, but you need to unite your forces as Team Liquid is just on the hunt, sitting at 9 kills.
Yeah, this has been Team Liquid's game so far here, boxing out other teams from the circle, controlling these edges so well. This is an amazing performance here from Team Liquid today in games 1 and 2. You've got Entis Force down here on the southern edge of the circle, spreading out along this ridgeline, trying to control as much territory of the circle as they can.
Keep in mind, we have some huge point eaters that are going in. These guys have been just gobbling up every single point inside of this with NIP and Shoot to Kill. Somehow, both of these teams still alive, up and active. Team Liquid showing why there for a period of time, everybody called it Liquimar. They're just absolutely dominating so far. 9 kills that they're sitting on at this point. Right back behind that, we've got Shoot to Kill sitting on a ton of points as well. So now we've got Force. They've got the low ground, trying to figure out how they want to make the moves through here. Juanita does finally get spotted out by Sambty, so it's going to be VSG getting eliminated.
Yeah, VSG, great job there by Juanita to stay alive, get a few more points here for VSG, keep them in the running to possibly make it to the grand finals and not get relegated. But right now the big story is, Miraku gets the shots down onto Yak, instantly takes him down with that SLR, and now he's looking to push and try to get the flush.
He goes for a side reposition, assuming somebody might go for the res or at least for a peek around this angle. That could be a very nice grenade as it gets a little bit of damage off on this. That's going to force everybody to have to kind of look back towards Yak and figure out what's going on. Look at all the utility that's being wasted just back over towards Miraku. He does go down by Team Liquid that walks up back behind it, but this is really Force to have to reposition and figure out what is going on. They still have Civil that's on the other side of this, so Force is actually in the kind of a rough spot right now.
Yeah, definitely in a very rough spot. Team Liquid has a great position here. They've got control over a lot of this circle with that high ground. It's going to be interesting to see how Uncivil plays into this. He's a solo. There's only 2 other teams left. They've both got 4 members up as Entis Force is able to get the res off onto their teammate. So whose team will Uncivil play the spoiler for? Team Liquid or Entis Force, or will he just maybe get knocked out straight away?
He's just right in the middle of it, but you can see Team Liquid aware that he's over there. Remember, they were spotting him out earlier, so that's forced them to send 2 members off on that side. Kale also kind of separating out. You can see it's just a division. There's a line of demarcation that's going straight through the middle of this, and Uncivil is just riding right in between it. He's kind of the dividing factor between these 2 squads. Shots now starting to come back and forth between them. Uncivil's got to make his way forward probably about another 10 to 15 meters as he has 2 full squads looking his direction. EB trying to get up, set up for maybe a nice little flank, waiting for somebody to reveal themselves. He's kind of the point man off to the side for Team Liquid. Meanwhile, Yak back up on full health, now making his way inside the safe zone as well.
Yeah, Indigo here. He does have a Kar 98. I like to see this. He's got that bolt action sniper, but Jembty's got the AWN, and he's been landing some darn good shots with it. We saw him get a body shot onto Kale earlier. Kale on that right-hand flank, trying to keep Uncivil off of their backs. They don't want to have Uncivil Uncivil get a knock onto them, because that will be the go signal for Team Liquid, I imagine, to come in and finish the job.
Well, he's just drawing so many resources right now from both teams. It looks like Team Liquid's finally just gone, that's it. I don't care about the solo over here. We need to focus on the big team. Let the solo make his way inside the circle. We'll take care of him afterwards. Meanwhile, we have Force that's still just trying to figure out where he might be at the time. Kale still hasn't made his way inside the safe zone yet. Still just trying to hold that angle, make sure that Uncivil doesn't choose to approach off this side. Really, it's a lot of people just having to mind game based off of positionings, and Uncivil is kind of a defining factor inside of that. Nobody wants to have that one down come through. They know it's going to be a huge squad fight whenever they have to move forward, and whichever direction Uncivil looks could be huge.
Yeah, Team Liquid trying to poke onto the western flank of Entis Force. Nothing really doing there, so they decide to back off and just try to retain control of the center of the circle here. I think this is a really wise play. They're trying to make sure that Entis Force cannot successfully cross that hill and get into the center, and they maybe lose some control of that area.
Team Liquid just doing such a great job of playing the terrain, playing around it, really trying to move closer and closer in the circle, because remember, we are at circle 9 now. Everything's going to condense down towards the center. With Team Liquid's positioning, they've kind of forced Entis Force. Every single time I say force Entis Force, it just sounds weird. But down into that lower ground position, they haven't been able to really make their way up and forward or really gather too much information. So we've got Uncivil, we saw just a second ago, slowly crawling his way forward, doing his best ninja impression. Yak seems to have an idea on where Jeemzz is at. The grenade's going to bounce, but not going to connect with it. Going to be going uphill, so it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for grenades off of one angle. Meanwhile, Team Liquid has the luxury of throwing downhill, so it gets a little bit more range off of this. And here we go. You can hear the shots now starting to come back and forth as Sambty keeps looking back over those rocks that look so much like a head. But now it's going to be Indigo who reveals himself. Shot goes a little bit wide. Sambty's looking back down on that angle. Indigo does manage to make the cross.
Wow, great job here by Entis Force. They're consolidating, moving up, trying to brutalize this right-hand flank of Team Liquid. They're getting a few shots in, but nothing quite landing. Ooh, there's a headshot there onto Jeemzz. Meanwhile, Uncivil can just hang back, and he's taking some shots into Team Liquid. This could really help out Entis Force, but a nice rip coming in here. Jembty almost gets it, but doesn't get it. Jeemzz gets knocked in the meantime by Yak.
So that's a little bit of damage that Civil did on one side of it. It's going to be Indigo that actually does take him down, but Yak does go up as goes down as he moves his way up and forward. It's going to be Kale going down as well. This is very back and forth, as I believe there are 2 members up from each squad. Sambty's taking a lot of damage as well as Indigo, but Ibi is right down, making his way through the smokes. He does get taken down by Force, so 2 members now up, but look at this. Sambty pops up, retaliates back. This is a 1v1 situation, and it is going to be Team Liquid connecting that up with 15 kills, getting them a round victory.
Great job by Team Liquid to maintain control of that circle. They took the high ground. They kept kind of poking each side, seeing if Uncivil or Entis Force would try to flank them and take advantage of the situation, but no, they were never allowed the opportunity to do that. Fantastic job by Team Liquid. Great job by Entis Force as well to get a second. Only 4 kills for them, but they played that ending circle very well and had a very good chance to win it.
I mean, Team Liquid and Entis Force had a crazy showing inside of that shoot-to-kill NIP, again popping up in those top 5 spots.